The prince lay on the ground and suddenly noticed that his older brother had a tail. He turned his head and saw the exact same tail under his stepmother's skirt. He was about to tell his father, but at that moment, the king had already fallen under the stepmother's control. Before the prince could react, the queen blew a cloud of green smoke at him. Right after that, his body began to shrink. In the end, he turned into a nutcracker and was kicked out the window by his brother. From that day on, the entire kingdom was ruled by a group of mice, and the nutcracker floated far away along the river. After a long time, the nutcracker ended up in the hands of the pawnshop owner. The owner liked a girl who loved to dance, so he used the debt left by her father to threaten her into marrying him. Before leaving, he tossed the nutcracker to her as a token of their engagement. But the girl did not like him. After returning to her room, she tossed the nutcracker aside. She looked at a family photo and wished she could go back to childhood and play with her toys again. To her surprise, a shooting star flashed across the sky and turned into a golden light that surrounded her. When she opened her eyes again, her wish had come true, but she had become the size of a toy. She was terrified and ran to the door, shouting loudly for her mother. But her mother thought the sound came from a mouse and planned to buy a cat to catch it. Although the girl no longer had to worry about marriage, even small objects could now threaten her life. She barely dodged a thumbtack and then was buried under a cloud of dust from a falling makeup box. Things got worse when she ran into a fierce giant mouse. She tried to fight back with the thumbtack, but the mouse snatched it away with one bite. At that critical moment, the prince rushed in with a sword to save her. But the mouse was too big, it slammed into the prince and knocked the sword out of his hand. Just as the mouse was about to bite the girl, the prince grabbed its tail. The angry mouse pinned the prince down with one paw and opened its mouth wide to eat him. Thankfully, a sheep suddenly charged in, and then Santa Claus appeared and fired magic balls at the mouse. Afraid of the flames, the mouse turned and ran away. It turned out that it was Christmas Eve, and the girl's wish had brought the toys to life. But the magic would only last for one night and would disappear at sunrise. Hearing this, the girl finally felt relieved. She tried to thank the prince, but he said he had not saved her. He just hated mice and did not know why, because he had lost his memory. Strangely, he also felt an urge to crawl into mouse holes whenever he saw one. At that moment, Santa suddenly looked nervous. To break the curse, everyone needed to stay where they were, but the prince had already rushed into the mouse hole. To find him, the girl led the way in, followed by the sheep and the turkey.